the Lord's sermons. Sermon number 2. John's Inquiry. Second Sunday in Advent. When John sat in prison, he sent some of his disciples to ask me directly if I was the Messiah, the one promised to free the people from oppression and raise them back to the spiritual dignity for which they were created. Or, he wondered, should he wait for someone else? That same question keeps rising again today in the minds of people who don't yet understand clearly. They feel something stirring, a sense that spiritual life is changing, that old traditions and religious customs are losing their weight or must be put back in proper order. And so they still ask, through their teachers and leaders, are you really the one we're supposed to follow, or should we look for another? These disciples, these leaders and seekers, still carry the heavy influence of the religion they were raised in. My teaching has often been mixed with human traditions and ceremonies that confuse more than they enlighten. In their hearts, they ask me, are we actually doing the right thing? And my answer, now as then, is simple. Look at what I am doing. Watch how my children learn to love God and love each other. Look at the power of a determined will in the hearts of individuals and wonders that may not match the miracles of my own hand long ago, yet still confound scholars and physicians today. Back then, I said, you are like children. You played the flute, but no one danced. You cried, and no one mourned. And now, I say it again, you expect people to follow your leaders, but they will not. You expect people to mourn with you, but they will not shed a tear. Your expectations will not be met because you are still thinking like children. As it was then, so it is now, and so it will always be. The kingdom of heaven requires force. You must cast off the old self with determination and put on the new one, or every attempt at spiritual reform is wasted. You cannot compromise half following my teaching while clinging to outdated traditions. I am spirit, and whoever wants to worship me must do so in spirit and in truth. Through unwavering faith, through strength, through the resolve that seizes heaven with both hands, people misunderstood John, my forerunner, just as they misunderstood me. They judged us through worldly thinking. They expected a Messiah who would improve political or social conditions, and so every forerunner of my teaching will face the same fate: misunderstood, doubted, unappreciated. People today want my teaching to suit their lifestyle, so they don't have to sacrifice or change. They want discipleship without cost. What I said long ago about the cities of Judah still applies to the great cities of your world. Where the most light should be, the deepest darkness reigns. And where I reveal myself most clearly, I am ignored the most, just as I was in Cana, where I showed my power openly for the first time. 1,000 years have passed, yet humanity is largely unchanged. I once said, no one knows the Son except the Father, and no one knows the Father except the Son. And I must still say, only divine love, love joined with wisdom, can truly know me. People want to find me, but they don't know how to seek. Leaders and followers alike still carry veils over their eyes, and when I call, come to me, all who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. They do not hear my voice. They wander like lost sheep, finding the light only after long struggle. My words remain true. These things are hidden from the wise and learned, but revealed to the simple, those who seek with their hearts. All reformers and all who follow them will have to surrender their cherished ideas. They will face painful lessons before they understand the words. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. Learn gentleness, humility, love, and, when needed, tolerance. Then you will find peace and share that peace with others. Just as John once prepared the way for me, So now my forerunner is my direct revelation to individuals. The spiritual wind is blowing. It comes from my heavens to cleanse the heavy atmosphere of your world. This wind awakens, purifies, and carries the new age forward, bringing humanity closer to its spiritual purpose, and that is to understand what it means to worship me in spirit and truth. People cling to ceremonies and rituals because they still think materially. Only when they grow spiritually will they realize how far they have drifted from the right path. Every person carries a spark of my own divine being in their heart, calling them back to unity with me. All the teachings that follow through the church year will show how humanity's spiritual education progresses step by step, and how you yourselves are already walking toward the rising light. Awake, my children. Do not close your ears to the voice crying in the wilderness. Do not ignore the abundant words I send you. Listen to the heavenly harmonies that prove your spiritual origin and your higher purpose. The spiritual wind is blowing through all hearts. Even if thousands do not understand its sound, you who can understand its movement. Do not be deaf to it. Awake. Let go of worldly illusions. Remember, you are spirits. You belong to a greater, eternal world. This earthly life is only a trial period. The greater life, the real life, awaits you where the sun never sets, where night is no more, and love fills every sphere. Interpret my gospel in its highest spiritual sense. It contains my entire fatherly love. Long ago, I tried to show Israel what a father's love truly is, but they did not understand me. Now mankind understands even less. My yoke is easy. How can a yoke of love be anything but easy? And how can a burden be heavy when love helps carry it? Do not cling to the world. Its pleasures are brief. They vanish the moment they are obtained. But spiritual joy has no limit. My kingdom is infinite. Progress never ends. Every stage brings more joy, more power, more capability. Material success depends on circumstances. Spiritual growth depends only on your own inner being. Within you lies a storehouse of infinite treasures. Within you I reveal myself as Father, as Son, as Spirit. Through this revelation you find peace and learn that life's trials are not punishments but wise and necessary steps. Then you understand. Come to me, all who labor and are burdened. Love, the Father's eternal love, may place burdens on you, but it also gives you strength to bear them. Your trials become blessings. They shape you into spiritual pioneers from my teaching of love, now and forever. Take all of this to heart, and in the end, you will understand, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Amen.